Hey guys, happy Homebrew Wednesday once again. Just making some cheese toasties here. They're not mine. I'm just holding them for a friend, honestly. Who's judging here? Shit, we all drink a hell of a lot of beer. Anyway, what did I want to talk about? Oh yeah, I can't remember if I mentioned this last week or not, but I've started doing sip it videos. So basically I'll just be uploading a video whenever I have a beer or whatever that I find worth uploading, and it will just typically be like a 1 minute or less video just to say, hey, this is what I'm drinking, you know, tastes good, that sort of thing. Got the idea off CraigTube. Doesn't look like he continued the idea, so I thought, well, I'll give it a crack and see how long it lasts. Just another, you know, just something else I can upload on a regular basis, you know, because I don't like to have too big a gap between the last video and the next video. So yeah. Another cool thing, if you'd call that cool or not, I don't know, up to you. But another thing I've got here is the New Zealand brewery Epic Brewery. They've got an ale called Epic Pale Ale, and some of you might have heard of this beer, but it is really freaking good. It's all Cascade hops, dry hops to buggery. It's awesome, really hoppy, slightly malty beer. It's a good pale ale, really good. And what I had Luke Nicholas, who's with the brewery. He left a comment on one of my videos. I think it was actually the review on that beer, so I was kind of excited about that. And no, he was really cool. He actually mentioned a forum where, oh, not the forum. Was it a forum? No, it was a podcast. Sorry, he mentioned a podcast where the guys there were trying to pick apart the recipe as he explained on the podcast. You know, how he brews it and what sort of malts and things he uses, and he was just kind of loose with all the details and sort of gave rough measurements and stuff like that. But those guys managed to put together a recipe, and to them it seemed close enough. So they called it an Epic Pale Ale clone. Now I've found that recipe and I've written it down, so here it is here in case any of you want to check it out. Personally, I'm probably going to try this brew, not soon, maybe in the future sometime, give it a whirl, because it isn't all grain and I don't have any of the gear. I'll probably need to borrow it or whatever, but here's the recipe here. So you might want to watch the HD version of the video to get all this. So original gravity 1052, final 1011 to 1012, 23 IBUs, 8.3 SRM for colour. This is based on 70% efficiency and a batch size of about 23 litres. Okay, so ingredients: 4.3 kilograms of Golden Promise. Personally, because I don't know whether I'd hit 70% efficiency or not, I'll probably take that up to 5 kgs. Just personally for me, just because I'm not all that efficient. 550 grams of Beard's caramel, so you got the 80% and 10%. 180 grams Carapils, 3.3%. 360 grams of Fawcett Pale Crystal, 6.6% of that. The recipe uses 254 grams of Cascade US hops at 7.5% alpha acid. Also uses Y yeast 1272 American Ale 2. Apparently that's for a slight fruit character. I've never brewed with it, so it'd be interesting to see what you guys think about that. So he goes on to say mash the grains at 55 degrees Celsius for 10 minutes, and that's kind of a protein rest. Then he raises it to 68.5. I don't know whether it is 1 hour or not. it could be 90 minutes, but I've just written 1 hour because that's all you need really. To you guys. Then mash it out at 76 degrees, so I guess just raise the temperature again. It has a 90-minute boil, 7 grams of Cascade at 75 minutes, so I guess you boil for 15 and then add 7 grams. 14 grams of Cascade at 30 minutes, 34 grams of Cascade at 10 minutes. This is where it starts to get pretty intense. 42.5 grams of Cascade at the end of the boil. Wait 10 minutes. 42.5 grams of Cascade during hot whirlpool for 10 minutes. So I guess just mixing it around, add it, do that for 10 minutes. And then into the fermenter, 57 grams of Cascade dry hopping at fermentation temperatures for 5 days. Now remember, he mentioned that first dry hopping needs to happen just as fermentation is coming down or finishing. So not once it's finished, not before, just while it is finishing, getting to finishing. And 57 grams of Cascade dry hop at cold crash temperatures for 5 days. So if you've got a fermentation fridge, you can do that. If you don't, pull out the other stuff, put that in, I guess. And he said ferment it at 18 degrees and just let it rise to 21, but keep a cap on 21. So, hope you got all that. If you didn't, just turn the sound off and look at the screen. Do some screenshots or something. But yeah, it looks like a pretty cool recipe. Doesn't seem to have too much grain in it. And if you got really cheap, you could just say, right, Golden Promise and Pale Crystal, or Golden Promise and Caramalt, and maybe just adjust the amounts to suit. Luke, being not a perfectionist, but a guy who he likes the quality of it and goes that extra mile to bring up the quality of these beers, I would say maybe the best thing is to use all those grains. Anyway, my spirits brew that I'm doing, I still haven't actually cleared the carbon stuff out of it. Really got to get onto that. I've been a bit busy lately. I have to go buy it and then bring it home and chuck it in. That'll all be involved in the video, included in the video. So part 2's getting there. I'm still piecing it all together. What else we got? That's right, I had a beer tourist from the States. He got in contact with me through my sister-in-law, actually, who works at a retailer shop in town, and he just wanted to get in touch with local homebrewers, which I thought was pretty cool. So I gave him a ring and said, hey man, how's it going? And yeah, we just had a chat for about 15 minutes, and yeah, what I'll do is I'll end up organising a meet-up with him, with some other guys. But I had a brilliant idea, and that was to make use of the upcoming homebrewer meet, or crate swap, I think they classically call it. And that's just where probably a good sort of 5 to 10 homebrewers from around Nelson come together, and they just meet up and check out each other's beers and just swap and that sort of thing. I've been to one of those meetings and it was awesome. It was great, good fun, good guys, and I'm assuming this guy from the States will have a real hoot. He'll get to talk to some of the guys and maybe exchange some notes with them. So yeah, should be fun. Always nice to meet new people, and yeah, especially if they're actually looking for you, then you've got to accommodate them and show them around, or so yeah, should be good. What else we got? Marchfest, right? Who's going to Marchfest? Let me know if you're going, and we'll try and meet up at some stage, because yeah, it's going to be a good one. I don't think, as far as I know, they don't seem to have a theme announced yet, so it could be a really good Marchfest, because we don't like random ingredients in our beers like spices and weird stuff. But then that's my personal opinion. So something the homebrewers are doing there is actually they're starting to beef up their homebrewing stall. So basically what they do is it's usually about 2 or 3 people. They go there, they set up all their gear, and they just brew. They do an all grain batch or you know, a partial mash or whatever, and that's what they do. But what they're doing is trying to ramp it up and get more people involved, more different styles of beers, more ways of making beer, and man, it's going to turn into quite a big stall. They've already got a tent, you know. I imagine that'll probably grow, so good luck to those guys. That'll be really cool. So yeah, anyway, better get back to my stuff here, and yeah, have a good one. Cheers guys, look forward to seeing your videos. Cool.